So in this activity, you will be creating your first major floor plan. Okay, so the instructions are provided in your uh, modules under your canvas. Okay, so probably you need to read those guidelines, the steps on how you would create these floor plans. Okay, then you need to download the files provided in PDF format. So here I have downloaded the files needed, and then I have saved them in a folder. Okay, so you have your residential house, ground floor. These are the schedule of doors and windows. Your ground floor for the residential house, the second floor, and then the schedule for the second floor and the schedule of doors and windows provided here. Okay, so let us just open the residential house ground floor. Okay. So these are the measurements provided. Okay, so the dimensions and text are for your reference only. So later on we will have a separate discussion regarding text and dimensioning. Okay, so you may need to zoom in, okay, in order for you to view those dimensions. Okay, and there are some columns provided, like for example this one, okay, in the carport and also in the house itself. Then in this tutorial you will know how to start your floor plan, okay, and then on how to create those windows, okay, and then those doors. Okay, so provided here you have your property line. Okay, so this is uh, your property line or probably your lot area. Okay, and notice here that all measurements are in meters. So you have a total lot area of 10 by 15. Okay, so 10 by 15 meters. Okay, then uh, upon completing this ground floor, okay, I will give you the uh, procedures and how to start this and until to complete this ground floor plan. Okay, so later on you will be completing this until the second floor plan on your own. Okay, so let's start. So units are in meters. Okay, then there are two decimal places, so that is for your accuracy or precision. And then uh, the thickness of the doors and windows are 50 millimeters or 0.05 meters. Then the wall thickness are given in your module, which is 0.15 meters or 150 millimeters. And then columns. Okay, so we have two columns, column 1 and column 2. So for column 1 you have those columns that are engraved into the walls. So those are the 0. You call this 15 by 0.3 meters. And then the outside columns, okay, these three columns measures or has a dimension of 0.3 meters by 0.4 meters. Yeah. So I'll just open AutoCAD. So make sure to create a new file. By the way, I'll just go back to the given figure. The measurements or the door openings and also the windows, okay, you may need to view them here under the residential house ground floor schedule. Okay, you may need to open that one. This has its furnitures provided. Then you'll notice here, these are the schedule of doors, like for example D1, okay, and then D2, okay, for door number 2, door number 5, 6, window 5, door 3, door 4, and so on. Okay, and then window 1, window 6, window 4, window 3, and so on. Okay, so the schedule of the doors and windows are provided. here. So you may need to open them. So like for example, I have here door 1 or D1. Okay, so I'll just look for the doors. So these are the doors. Okay, you have your opening here. Okay, so probably this is 1 meter opening. Okay, so 0.90. Okay, so that is 0.05 on both ends. So total length of this one will be 1 meter, I mean. Okay, so the door opening is 0.90. Okay, then for D2, like for example 0.8 up here, let's say ground floor, D2. Okay, so the master's bedroom door. Okay, so the door opening for that one is 0.8, then 0.7 for D3, then D4, D5, and D6. So door number 6 is under the lanai here. Okay, so door number 6, this one. Then door number 3, door 4, door 5 you have here. So that is the walk-in closet, and then the toilet and bath provided in the master's bedroom. Okay. And then for the windows, you have window 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And then 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so you can view them here. So window 1, like for example, window 1. You have here the window 1, window 6 for kitchen, then window 5, window 4 for window 1, and window 3. Okay, so also I have provided the second floor. So this is the second floor plan without the schedule of doors. And then you have your second floor schedule for the schedule of doors and windows. Okay, so always refer to the schedule of doors and windows for their opening. So let's start creating this floor plan. Okay, so make sure you need to zoom in, okay, so that you could view the details, the small details provided. Okay, also if there are no possible measurements provided, okay, so you need to approximate those values. Like for example, the stairs here, okay, you notice it is going up, going to the second floor. Okay, so you may need to search, okay, the steps for the stairs provided in a residential house. Also, uh, as you notice here, the offset of these stairs is not provided. You can approximate this value. Okay, so you need to determine it by yourself. Otherwise, all measurements are provided in the uh, floor plan or the PDF file itself. Also, notice here, okay, so the porch is 1.5 meters. Okay, then as you notice here, you need to approximate that values in order for you to place this door here. Okay, then what else? Is anything else on the details? Like for example, okay, so that is 2 meters, probably this one. Okay, and then this aligned here, so that would be good. Okay, so 2 and then 2 for this particular portion here. Okay, 2 meters. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so as you notice here, just zoom out, then let's go here. Okay, so I've opened a new file. First things first is you need to set up the units. So I'll just type in UN. Okay, so that's the keyboard shortcut for units. Then make sure to follow the guidelines provided in the uh, module, okay, or the activity itself. So I'll just use decimal. Precision is simply the accuracy, 2 decimal places. Then insertion to scale, these are the units that you're going to use. So probably it is in meters. So all measurements are in meters, so I'm good to go. So I'll just press the OK key. Now next you will need to set up layers. Type LA, okay, enter, or you can simply click the layer properties here under your ribbon. Okay, so I just select layer properties. Okay, so make sure to create a new layer. Okay, so you need to create a new layer. You don't need to edit. Okay, do not edit the default layer of AutoCAD, which has a name of 0. Okay, so I just create a new layer. Okay, so probably I would say this will be my property line. Yeah, another one, say walls. Then some other, what are those? Doors, windows. Then well, this let's say stairs. What else? Building line probably. There's a building line provided. And then probably there's a roof. Okay. Also roof line. Um, Railing probably. Railing. What else? Columns. Column. Then I'll just add another one for the hatch. Roof line. Probably I'll just change this to hatch. Roof hatch. Okay. So there are how many layers? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Okay. So change the line type. Okay, like for example for the, let's say, property line. Okay, continuous. Okay, so I'll just load all the line types provided. So I'll just select one of these line types here, right click, select all, then okay, then choose just use phantom for this property line. Okay, and then I call this the building line. There's the building line. It goes. So I'll just use hidden. Okay. Now regarding colors, you need to choose your own color. Okay, so I just create my own, like for example for the column just use blue, then for hatch lead solid, so it's just select blue, similar. Okay, then let's say building line, let's try this one. You choose your own color. Okay, so for the doors just use some of which by default. Then property line, let's try other colors here. Railing, say this one. Then roof, probably I'll just use red or this one. And also for the roof hatch, probably they would be the same. Then stairs, any color will do. Then walls, for the walls I'll just use green probably. Then for windows I'll just use red. Okay, so you need to choose your own color. So once you have set up the layers, you can close this layer properties manager. Then all the layers are provided under the layers panel. Okay, here they are. Okay, so I'll just look up the PDF file, the format itself. Okay, as you notice the total measurements. Okay, so 15 by 10. So 15 and then 10 meters. So I'll just create using the property line. Okay, so let's try property line. Okay, Then I'll just draw a rectangle. Specify first point. Okay, so anywhere in the drawing area will do. So I'll just click here, then move my cursor away, then I'll just provide 10, then press the tab key, then 15, enter. Okay, so it might be a little smaller, you may need to zoom in. Okay, so there it goes. So I'll just regen to regenerate the model itself. Okay, so let me just right click this one, select properties. So you have your line type scale, which is 1. Okay, so I will just change the line type scale. So I'll just type in LTS. Okay, because the phantom line isn't visible here, so I will just change the scale factor so that it would become visible. So that is again by typing LTS or the line type scale. Okay, LTS and then press enter. Okay, so you may need to increase that value or decrease that value. So I would try 0.5. So nothing changes, so I'll just try again. LTS 0.25 probably. Okay, so nothing changes again. Okay. So by the way, I in meters, so should be this one. Okay, so 0.05. Okay, so if the line type scale, once you have created the rectangle, okay, is visible, the phantom line is visible already, you don't need to change the line type scale. If it doesn't seem to be a phantom line for you, okay, you need to change the line type scale. Okay, so by typing LTS, then the default value is 1. Okay, you may need to increase or decrease that value in order for you to see the line type itself. Okay, so I'll just press the escape key. That would be good for me. Okay, so you have here 10 meters and then 15 meters. Okay, as provided here, 15 and then 10. Now, upon starting for this particular floor plan, as you'll notice, from this let's say this will be the front of the house. Okay, that's the carport. You have your setback here of 3 meters, and on this side, on the right side, you have a setback of 1.5 meters, and at the back of your property you have a setback of 2 meters. It's provided here. Okay, so just go back. Okay, so I wanted to select individual entities or individual lines for this particular rectangle, so therefore I would explode this rectangle. Okay, so I'll just type in X for the explode, enter, then select this rectangle, then press enter. Okay, now I could select individual entities of that rectangle. Okay, so as notice here 3 meters. Okay, so I'll just offset by 3. Okay, and then enter, and then I would select this line. Okay, so move your cursor upward or downward depending on where you would like to offset that particular line. So in this case it is inside that rectangle, so I just click inside. Okay, and just click here, then notice again there's a 1.5 for this right side of setback for the location of your lanai. So I'll just press escape key, offset, and then that is 1.5, enter. Okay, and so I'll just select this one. Okay, and then again on this back you have your 2 meter setback. Okay, so I'll just offset again by 2 for this particular side. Okay, so now as you notice, I have the particular given provided guideline here, setback here, and also at the back. Okay, now I will be creating those walls. Okay, notice here you have a wall. Okay, so probably this is my firewall. Okay, and take note that the thickness of the wall is 0.15 meters or 150 millimeters. Okay, So how am I going to start that one? Okay, so first I need to do, let's try to draw a line using the walls uh, layer. So I just invoke the line tool. So I just create a line. So I just use the ortho mode. I'll press F8 so that it would be a vertical line. Okay, it goes. I have my line here. Okay, and then I would try to offset that one later on by the thickness of the wall, and then I would just create this rectangle here. So I'll just draw lines going here, here, and also here. Okay, so I just press escape key. Now I would erase the offsetted lines. Those are the phantom lines. So I'll just erase this one. Okay. Now notice here I have provided you the layout of your walls probably. Okay. Now let's see here. Where should I start? Okay, so that depends on your design intent. Okay, so upon starting, so these are just an idea. Okay, in order for you to start your floor plan. Okay, so there are different methods or ways on how you would start your floor plan. So notice here. Okay, so I have provided the dimensions here is 4 meters, and take note of the dimension line. Okay, and this will be the extension line. As notice, it is uh, probably in the middle part of this wall. Okay, so that will be the middle part of this one, your wall. So if you're going to offset this one by 4 meters, okay, so you will have a guideline here probably. Okay, so let's try this uh, master bedroom together with the walk-in closet and toilet and bath. Okay, so offset by 4 meters and then 2.5 meters, and take note 2.5 meters is also along the center of this wall. Okay, and then this one 2 meters is up to the outside wall. Okay, and then 1.5 meters is up to the outside wall. Okay, so let's try. So 4 meters and 2.5. Let's try that one first. So offset by 4 meters, then offset again by 2.5 meters. 2.5 meters. Okay, so I'll just stop until 2.5 first. So I just need to create this master bedroom. Okay, notice here the bottom. Uh, Outside walls are 4 meters, so that is outside and outside. So I'll just offset by 4 meters. You see this line here. Okay, now notice that I have lines here. Okay, so I just create these walls. Okay, if you wanted to trim this one, you can do so. So I just trim. Okay, so cutting edge, probably this vertical line, and then press enter. Let's select the objects that you wanted to remove. Okay, then for the thickness of the wall, okay, so you have 0.15, 0.15. Okay, and then I would start here. Okay, because this is the middle part, right? So 0.15 divided by 2, probably that is 0.075. Okay, so I'll just offset by 0.075 for this one, going downward and upward. Okay, and then I'll just erase this line here. Okay, then for this particular one, offset by 0.15, ups, offset by 0.15. Okay. And then this one also 0.15, also this one. Okay, so I have the walls here. Okay, so make sure to close this entity here. So I'll just draw a line in order for me to close that particular wall. Okay, then probably I have here, so this is the location of the stairs now, right? So as you'll notice, this in the middle. Okay, so that is 2.5 middle. So I should offset by 0.075 downward, then upward. Okay, then I'll just erase this line here. Oops, before erasing that one, I need to offset that by 2 meters. Okay, so I just offset by 2 meters, this one going up, then erase this one. So I have my master bedroom, then this probably the toilet and bath with the walk-in closet, and this portion here will be the what you call this, powder room, and then uh, the stairs here. Okay, so that is 1.5, so that is 2 meters, so this is 2 meters, so it should be 1.5 here. So I'll just double check the measurements using distance from this corner up to this point. It is 1.5. Okay, so now let us just trim this one, cutting edge. I'll just select this one and then these two here. So probably this will be the output here, so I'll just draw this line here. So that is provided of 3 meters. Okay, so from the outermost part, so 3 meters. So I'll just offset by 3 this one. Okay, you notice here this is the line that I'm drawing. Okay, then I'll just trim that part. And also I'll just trim again this one. Okay, I'll just select cutting edge, then select this line. And also there are no particular there's opening here, so I'll just trim cutting edge. I'll just select this one and also this one, probably enter. Then I'll just remove this one, this portion here. Okay. Now that is 1.5, so I just offset downward. Okay, for this particular one, offset by 0.15. Okay, downward. Then let me just erase this one. Then I'll just draw a line here. Notice here. Okay, then I could offset by 0.15 here, inward, then down inside, also this one inside. Okay, so probably that completes this layout here. Okay, and then let's try this porch and then the living room. Okay, so 1 meter and 1 meter from this line here. Okay, so that is this one. So the line here, so assume that it is outside, so 1 meter and then another 1 meter. So I'll just try first the 1 meter here. Okay, so I'll just offset by 1 using this outside line, then another 1 meter here. Okay, and then as you'll notice here, it is 1.5 from this outer wall of this master bedroom, so offset by 1.5 this line. Okay, and then this has a 3 meters, so to verify if this is 3 meters, you need to measure distance from this point up to that point. It's 3 meters. Okay, now let us trim this portion here. So I'll just trim cutting edge, so probably this line and this line. Enter. Then I'll just select these lines here. Also, I'll be trim cutting edge. I'll just select this line and this line. Then these little objects. Okay, so just trim, select your cutting edges, then remove the portions that you wanted to remove. Okay, so I have here these lines, so I'll just trim this one and also this portion here. So I'll just erase this line here. Now I'll just offset by 0.15. Now I could use fillet with radius 0 for this particular one. Okay. Now I would probably trim those excess lines now. Oops. So that I could get a cleaner view of my walls. Oops, I need to erase this one. Then later on I will trim those others. Okay, so you have your output here, you have your exterior walls. Okay, somewhat similar to this given. So I have drawn so far the exterior walls. Okay, then let's go to the portion where I wanted to start. Let's say the master bedroom. So I just zoom in. Okay, so the toilet and bath first. Okay, so that has 2 meters. Okay, so I would assume that this is the 2 meters itself. Okay, and then so I'll just offset by 2 meters probably. Okay, so I'll just offset 2 meters from this point, then offset by 0.15. Then I'll just trim cutting edge, probably this one and then this one here. Enter. Then I'll just remove these portions here. Okay, so probably this will be the toilet and bath, and this will be the walk-in closet. Okay, so let's try here. Okay, so for the walk-in closet opening, okay, so there's no door. Okay, so I would assume that the opening for this one is 0. Let's say 0.6 probably. Okay, it would be good enough. Let's try. So first I need to draw a line here, then I just offset by, let's say, 0.1. Okay, so I just approximated this value and then offset again by 0. Let's say the opening for this one is, let's try to approximately measure this one, 0.67. Okay, so probably I would assume that this is 0.7. Okay, so I just press offset by 0.7, this one. Okay, and then I'll just erase this line here. Then I'll just trim. My boundaries are this one, so I'll just trim this opening here. Okay, and then similarly, you have your doors for the toilet and bath. Okay, and then refer to the door schedule, which is D5. So look for the D5, this one. So 1.2. Okay, so the door opening for the toilet and bath in the master's bedroom is 1.2 meters. Okay, so I just create, I just offset that by, again, these are approximately similar. Okay, so I just offset this one by 0.1 and then offset by 1.2. Okay, then trim. Your cutting edges will be these two lines, and then remove this opening here. Okay, similarly trim those excess lines, probably these two. Okay, and also this one, also these two lines here, and also lines here, and then these two, I just trim them away so that I would have a clean view of my walls. Okay, so there it goes. You have your opening for the walk-in closet and then the door opening for the toilet and bath. Now let us create this opening for the master's bedroom. Now I'll just refer to the schedule of doors, that is D2, and D2 is here, D2 0.8. Okay, so 0.8. So I'll just draw a line of this one, horizontal line. Okay, then I'll just offset that by, say, 0.1. Okay, so you have here the, you'll notice here there's a space here, so I just approximate it as 0.1, similar to these two here. Okay, and probably this is also 0.1, you would assume that one, then also this one, and also that one. Okay, those small details you need to approximate that, so I have provided 0.1, and then now I'll just offset by 0.8 going down for the door opening. Okay, so I'll just trim this one, then I'll just erase this guideline I have created. Okay, so those are the door openings for your master bedroom, walk-in closet, and the toilet and bath. Okay, so let's try this one. So I just draw a line, vertical line, offset it by 0.1, and this is under main entrance. So I'll just view the schedule of doors, that is D1. D1 is provided here, so 0.9. Okay, so I'll just offset by 0.9 for the door opening. Then I'll just trim, then I'll just erase this one. Okay, so I have the opening for the door, entrance door. Next, at the back side or the rear side of your house. Okay, so at the back you have your service area here. Okay, so probably this one. Then there's a door opening here, so similarly I just approximate it by 0.1, so I'll just offset by 0.1. And then kitchen entrance door, let's see, so D3, it's the measurement of D3. D3 is 0.7, so let's provide that 0.7. So 0.7, so offset. Wait, let's check if that is the correct one. Service area, there it goes, the location, service area. So under your file, it is under the service area. Okay, 0.7, so offset by 0.7 upward, then trim. and also those access lines. So these are the access lines. I'll just erase them. So I'll just trim these portions here, probably this and also that one. Okay, so you have your door opening for the service area, and also let's try this powder room. Okay, so for the powder room, what's the measurement? So 1.4 here. Okay, so that is the outer wall and the outer wall itself. So I'll just offset by 1.4 this outer wall here, then offset by 0.15 inward. Okay. Then I'll just trim with the cutting edge. Cutting edge, probably these two lines. Enter. Then I'll just remove those excess lines. So that will be the powder room. Okay, so I'll just offset this by 0.1, I mean 10 millimeter, 10. Okay, 100. Okay, and then offset by what is the measurement of the door for the powder room? D4. D4 is 0.6. Okay, so I'll just offset by 0.6. Then trim. So this one. Also this one. So you notice here that is the powder room. Okay, so eventually you can complete this uh, file. Okay, so let's try to move to the, are the doors complete? No, not yet. Okay, so you have your uh, lanai here, you have door here. Okay, so later on I would create that door. Then let's try this window. Okay, and then this one. So are there any measurements provided for the window? There are no measurements, so you need to approximate those values. Okay, so let's try. You'll notice here there are no values for this particular wall, and also this one. But then the length of your or width of your windows are provided under the schedule of doors and windows. Okay, so let's try to approximate them. Okay, notice here the ground floor here. Okay, so I'll just assume that it has a value of 0.1 for this side here. Okay, so let us try. So I'll just draw a line, then offset by 0.1 here, then I'll just erase this line here. Now this has details of window 1 of 0.6, so I'll just provide 0.6 there. Okay, so 0.6, so I'll just offset by 0.6, then I'll just trim, and then this one and that one. Okay, so I'll just approximate they are equal. Okay, and then this window here has a detail of window 4. Okay, so since window 4 I have schedule of doors and windows, window 4 is 1.2. Okay, so I'll just place that window here at the center. So I need to measure this one from this corner up to this corner, measures 1.15. 3.15 I mean. So 3.15. Okay, so I'll just use my calculator using the, okay, so 3.15 minus 1.2 and then divided by 2, 0.975. Okay, So 0.975, so I'll just offset by 0.975 in this line. Then I just offset by 1.2, so that the window will be in the middle of this wall. Okay, so I'll just trim. Okay, so I have told you earlier you need to approximate them, but then as accurate as possible. Okay, so that will be the opening for the window in your master's bedroom. Okay, so let's try this porch here. Okay, so living, you have this what you call this window. Okay, notice there are no measurements between these walls, so you need to center that window here. Okay, so how do you center? Again, you need to measure this one, so that is 3 meters. So what will be the schedule of door? Window 3. Window 3 has 1.2. Okay, 1.2. Okay, so that is 3 minus 1.2. So 3 minus 1.2 divided by 2, so 0.9. So I'll just offset by 0.9 here, then offset by 1.2. Okay, so I'll just trim these portions here. Okay, oops, undo. So I'll just offset again by 0.9 to double check, and then offset by 1.2. Then trim those two lines here. Okay, so you have your window opening for the window 3 in your, say, living room. Okay, so let's now create this, what you call this, lanai door here. Okay, have your egress. Okay, so 2.7. Okay, from the outer wall here, and then 2.3. Okay, so probably I would, since the measurement here is not located at this column, so probably I would start my measurement using these 3 meters and then 2.3 probably. Okay, so I'll just disregard this 2.7. Okay, then I'll just start here, so 3, then 2.3. Okay, you need to double check those measurements. Offset by 3 from this one, and then offset again by 2.3 here. So probably later on upon dimensioning, okay, or next topic, this might change a little bit. So 2.7, 2.3, but then 2.3, that is this opening for my location of the door in the lanai. Okay, so I'll just trim these portions here. Okay, so I'll just erase this excess line here. Now, as you'll notice here, this is the lanai door in your dining. So let's select the door. As you notice here, 1.2. Okay, 1.2. So that is 1.2 for this particular door 6. Sorry, door 6. So it should be 2.4. Okay, so correction, 2.4. So let's double check if this is, I think this is 2.3. I have provided 2.3, right? Okay, so I just offset 2.4. So I just trim it here. Okay, so the opening for this one is 2.4. You'll notice in the schedule of doors. Okay, so there are 0.6, 0.6, so 0.6, so I'll just divide it by 4. Okay, so later on, let's proceed with the other openings. Okay, so let's see this one. Okay, so there's no measurement provided here. Okay, so notice this is 1.5 column. Okay, outer. So let us assume the topmost part of this column is aligned to this part here. Okay, so it should be 1.5. So I'll just offset by 1.5 here. Okay, and then I'll just offset by 0.3 for the column itself. Okay, this one, so that I could place the window here. Okay, so I'll just erase this one. Now, what window is that? Window 5. 0.5. Okay, so I just offset by 0.5 downward, then trim. So the location of my column is here, then the window is here one. And are there any more details provided here? Oops, this one. Okay, so there's no measurement. Okay, so I'll just place the window centered to this wall. Okay, so I'm going to measure this one. Measure, so that is 2.6. Okay, so 2.6, what will be the window here? Window 4. Window 4 is 1.2, so 2.6. Okay, so 2.6 minus 1.2 divided by 2, 0.7. So I just offset 0.7, then both sides. Double check if this is 1.2. Okay, 1.2. That goes 1.2, window 4. Okay, so that goes. Are there any more openings provided? How about this one? The topmost part, this one. Okay, so you have a window under your kitchen, so there are no measurements provided, so you need to center that window here. So you need to measure, so 5.5. Okay, then determine the this window for that particular details. So window 6, 1 meter. Okay, so probably I'll just use the calculator. So 5.5 minus 1 divided by 2, 2.25. So offset 2.25 and then offset it by 1. Then I'll just trim these 2 lines. Okay, so that completes my layout of the walls. Okay, so now let us proceed in creating the doors. Okay, so let's try creating those doors. Let's try door 1 here, the porch. So reminder, you need to view the measurements here. Door 1 is 0.90 and then the thickness provided is 0.05. So I'll just create a rectangle using the door. Okay, so doors layer, then I'll just draw a rectangle, so provide it here. Okay, so notice that the thickness of your wall is a door is 0.05. Just press the tab key, then measurement of this one is 0.9. Enter. Okay, So this will be fit to this opening, so that is 0.9 also. Okay, then draw a circle, connect it to this um, location, and also to that one. Okay, to the other corner here, and then I'll just trim. Okay, select my cutting edge. Okay, so I'll just cutting edge, I'll just select this one and also this one, enter, then select this outside part. Notice here, simply this arc here is the orientation on how the door opens, so it opens inside the house. Okay, so this is just an orientation on how the door opens. Okay, so I'll just measure this one, 0.8. So again, I'll just draw rectangle. Okay, so that is 0.8 by 0.05. Then I'll just draw circle, and then I'll just trim with the cutting edges, select that rectangle, then this line here, and then press enter. Okay, there it goes. And then let's try those other doors. Where are they? How about the powder room? Oops, in the powder room I haven't created the window one. Okay, so you need to center that one in this location. So I'll just measure this one first. So 1.1, and window one is 0.6, so 1.1, 0.5. Okay, so I just use the calculator. So 1.1 minus 0.6, oops, 1.1, 0.6, and then divide by 2, so 0.25. So I'll just use the wall, then I'll just draw a line, then offset it by 0.25, then offset by 0.6, then I'll just trim. Just erase this one. Okay, there it goes. So again, this is a door stat, so I'll just draw a rectangle. So 0.6 by 0.05, then I'll just circle here, then trim, cutting edge, the rectangle in this line, then select that portion. Now here, okay, you have a door here, door number 3. The orientation is inward, so that is a rectangle. For this particular one, it is 0.7. So 0.7, then 0.05, the thickness. Okay, then draw circle, then trim the cutting edge to rectangle and this line, and then select that one. Are there any more doors? Okay, except for the toilet and bath and that one. Okay, so we're good to go. Okay, so let's try the, what you call this, probably the window. Let's try those windows. Okay, so I just change this to windows. Let's try this powder room here. Okay, so it is centered here between these walls. Thickness of the window is 0.05. Okay, so I'll just draw a rectangle. It connects probably, what is the measurement of this one? 0.6. Okay, so 0.6 by 0.5. So I'll just draw a rectangle outside that one. Okay, so the length is 0.6 and the thickness is 0.05. Enter. Okay, now this rectangle, or this is the window. Okay, so I'll just move this to this on this location. Okay, so make sure that you use the object snap and the midpoint is selected. Then you can use that orientation to move that window to center it between these two walls. Okay, so I just move, then select the rectangle, then press enter. You may need to zoom in. Okay, so the midpoint symbol is triangle, so I just select that midpoint. Then I'll just move it here, so I'll remove the ortho mode. Okay, so the midpoint is connected. There it goes. Okay, so similarly for this window here, so let's try to measure this one. 1 meter. So I'll just draw a rectangle that has a length of 1 and then the thickness is 0.05. Then again I'll just move this rectangle to be centered between these two walls. Okay, then similarly to this one, so you need to measure, simply measure them, 0.6, so similar to this one, so I just copy this one. Okay, so I just copy that one because they have the same schedule of windows. Okay, and then how about this one? It's the measurement of this here, 1.2. So I just draw a so rectangle which is 1.2 by 0.05, and then I'll just move that rectangle midpoint and then connect it to the midpoint. Okay, so how about this one? 1.2. So similar, so I'll just copy. Okay, this one. By the way, the modify tools are discussed okay in the week 7 module. Okay, you may need to refer on that module. So how about this one? Okay, so that is similar, 1.2. So I'll just copy this one and then I'll just rotate it by 90 degrees. Then I'll just move that rectangle midpoint to this midpoint here. Okay, and then for this particular window, oops, this is 0.5, so therefore I will create 0.5. Okay, so 0.05 and then 0.5. Okay, then I just move this rectangle on this location here. And by the way, there's a, let's draw a line at the midpoint. Also this one, and also on this portion here, and then another one here. Okay, and then so probably this completes the window for the ground floor. Okay, so there is still a missing portion here and also in the walk-in closet here. Okay, so the toilet and bath. So let's try to view that value here. So this is 2.4. Okay, and then 0.5. So let's try to draw a line here. Oops, I just used the door. Okay, so I'll just draw a line here at the midpoint. Okay, and then probably, okay, so should be a rectangle already. So I just draw a rectangle and that is 0.6 in length. Okay, so this 0.05, 0.6, yes, 0.6. Okay, and then I'll just draw rectangle 1.2. Okay, so 1 point, oops, this is 0.05 and that's 1.2. Then probably I'll just copy this one here, place it on this location. Then I'll just draw a line at the midpoint. This completes the door for this lanai. Oops. Okay, and then probably the walk-in closet here, the toilet and bath. Okay, so I just measure this one since I'm confident enough that these are the door openings are correct. So I just draw a rectangle. Let's see the orientation. Okay, so it should be 0.05 and 0.6. Okay, and then I'll just draw another rectangle. Okay, and then this is 0.05 and 0.6. Oops. Okay, so I'll just move this rectangle. There it goes. So somewhat similar to that particular uh, door. So probably this completes the ground floor plan. Probably. Okay, and oops, there's still missing part, which is the column. Oops, and also those small circles provided here. Okay, so in this, that's the property line. Okay, so I'll just create the property line here. So property line. So I'll just draw a circle, center radius. Okay, so I'll just approximate that to 0.03. That's a little smaller. So I'll just again draw a circle. Let's try 0.05. So that it would be somewhat visible. Then I'll just copy those circles. So these are simply the location of your property lines. So I'll just connect them at the corners. So this completes the ground floor plan probably. Let's see, let's double check. Oops, the columns. Okay, so I'll just use that column. Okay, and then I'll just draw a rectangle that measures 0.15 and 0.3. Okay, so, and then I'll just copy those columns and place them the location possible here. So I'll just copy here, one here, and then another one here. So later on I'll place you here, and then this location here, and then at the top. Okay, so probably there's another one here, and then at this corner, and also to this corner, and somewhere here, probably also here, and then another one here, and then there are somewhere here and in front, and also this location. Okay, so are they complete? Okay, so I'll just move them. So double check their locations. About here, I think this is in this location here, and then also this one. Oops. So I'll just move here probably, and then there are some here. Okay, so I'll just move this one, and then this one. So it should be in the midpoint, so I'll just draw a line here, and then move this rectangle, selecting its midpoint. Okay, and then I'll just select that one using the window selection method, then erase that excess line there. And also here, okay, so I'll just rotate this rectangle here by 90. Then also this one, just rotate it by 90 degrees. And then I'll just move them to that location. Now the three columns in the carport. Okay, so I'll just try to offset this part here. Okay, 4.5. So I'll just offset by 4.5. Then I'll just draw a rectangle for the column which has a measurement of 0.3 and 0.4. Then I'll just copy the midpoint, probably connected to this intersection here and here. So I'll just move this one to this corner, and then the other one which is offset by 5 probably. Then I'll just connect that one, or I'll just move this column at this location. Then I'll just erase those offset lines. Okay, so there goes it. This completes the columns. Okay, now I'll just provide a hatch for those columns. So column hatch, you can use different color, by the way. Okay, so let's try a different color. Okay, then so I have changed the color for the column hatch. Then I'll just use hatch and make sure that it is a solid hatch. Okay, so I'll just select inside. Okay, it should be solid. It goes selected solid. So let us hatch that. And also these columns here and those other columns. Also this one. Anymore? Is that complete already? Oops, there's a missing column here. Okay, so I just probably copy this layer. Okay, I forgot to place this one. Then I'll just select the hatch pattern inside one of the column. Okay, then solid probably. Then I'll just insert it here. Okay, so I'll just hatch that portion there. Probably this completes the, so there are no missing. Okay, so no missing walls, doors, windows. Okay, oh, by the way, I just leave it this one to you. Okay, the stair. Okay, so for the stair, okay, you need to measure the distance between these two, 1.78. Okay, so from that 1.78, okay, so simply you could draw a line. Okay, make sure that you use the stair. Okay, and then you could draw a line, and then try to draw another line through this midpoint. Make sure you use ortho. Okay, then that one. Okay, then you could simply trim this portion here. So let's try to trim this one. Okay, and then let's try to provide the thickness for this one. Let's try to offset by 0.0, let's say 1. Okay, and then you approximate this distance. So let's try 0.3. Okay, then trim. Oops, I just erased this one. Now from this portion here, okay, so you need to offset this by, okay, what are the steps? Okay, you could simply search those values for the steps for the stairs. Okay, then offset it. Okay, okay, so if I'm going to approximate that, this is just an example. Okay, so you need to search the typical steps. Okay, so the distance between those two steps. So I'll just trim this one first, then I'll just set it again with those if I have already searched the value. Okay, then offset it all the way up to this portion here. Okay, so there it goes. Then another one going up. Okay, so that we should do this one. So I'll just extend with my boundary up to this portion probably, and then enter, just simply that one. Then I'll trim this one, then offset again by 0.1 probably. Oops, 0.01 I mean. There it goes, and then I'll just extend this to, okay, or you could simply create that jag line there. Okay, from that corner of this, so you could simply draw a line. Okay, so just remove the ortho mode, then view it here. So let us just extend first. Like boundary pala, I forgot boundary, and then probably this up to this portion here. Then I'll just draw line. Okay, so this is just an example. Okay, so I'll just trim this line here, and also these two lines here, and also this one. Then you can simply draw lines provided there. Okay, so I just draw a line passing through the midpoint, probably here. Okay, so I'll just approximate that value. Oops, undo, should be extended here. Okay, so I'll just trim these portions here, then I'll just extend this one. Okay, my boundary. Okay, this one, then that portion here. Okay, so there it goes. You have your going up, so you need to explore on your own. Okay, then probably this completes the ground floor plan. Okay, and then you will be continuing this part for the second floor plan. So you have your second floor under your, okay, so second floor, so it is similar. Okay, so as its balcony, toilet and bath, similar location for the uh, stairs, which is going down and so on. Then you may want to, okay, simply copy this one here. Okay, you could copy this one. Make sure you use ortho mode. Okay, so approximate the distance so that you could place later on dimensions. Okay, so we will be having a topic for dimensioning. So let's say here. Okay, So you may need to measure those, okay, using distance. Like for example, this is 4 meters, okay, up to that point to this point should be similar. Would it be similar? This one, okay, so the distance is should be 4. Oops. Okay, so you need to measure that one using this corner and this one. Oops, the location that I picked is different. So from that point up to this point. Okay, so it should be, oops, it should be outside pala. Outside and then yung corner. Okay, so outside and the corner. Yan. So it should be 4 meters. Otherwise you want to measure that one from this corner up to that corner. Okay, so it should be 4 meters. Yeah. And okay, so you need to uh, do this second floor on your own. So you can copy, okay, or you could simply create a new drawing file. Okay, you could start from scratch if you want to. Okay, so that you could complete this particular activity. So hope you have learned something from creating the floor plan. So this is the ground floor. So you continue the activity. Okay, so you need to create the second floor plan, this location. Okay, then save the file and submit it on the given deadline. Thank you.